Ladies and gentlemen, collectors and treasure hunters, today you've stepped into a world where the ordinary turns extraordinary, where a single coin in your pocket could secretly be worth more than a house, more than land, more than some people earn in a lifetime. Welcome back to Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, your most trusted source for discovering the hidden treasures of America's coinage. What if I told you right now that tucked away inside your drawer, your change jar, or maybe even in an old family box, you could be holding a Washington quarter that isn't just change, but a life-changing treasure? I'm not talking about small money or collectible trinkets. I'm talking about coins so rare, so extraordinary, that they are shaking up the auction markets in America today. In this video, we are diving deep into the top 6 ultra-rare and most valuable Washington quarters. Coins that are rewriting history. Coins that could transform an ordinary person into the owner of a hidden fortune. And I promise you this, every single coin I'm about to reveal will leave you stunned, shocked, and breathless. Because their value is not a myth, not a dream. It's real, current, and rising every single day. So buckle up, my friends, because what you're about to see is not just a list of coins. It's a vault of secrets, a parade of treasures that most people will never see with their own eyes. Let's begin with our very first legendary coin. Coin number 1. The year was 1972. America was deep in a time of transformation. The echoes of the space race, the cultural shifts, the rebuilding of a new national identity. And in the midst of this era, the United States Mint struck millions of Washington quarters. But hidden among these common coins lies one of the most extraordinary rarities ever to surface, the 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark. At first glance, this quarter looks like any other. The proud bust of George Washington, the eagle perched powerfully on the reverse side. It's the coin every American has held in their hand countless times. But this particular 1972 quarter carries a secret. Unlike its counterparts stamped with the D for Denver or the S for San Francisco, this coin mysteriously lacks any mint mark at all. Why does that matter? Because mint marks are the fingerprint of the minting process. They tell us where the coin was born. And when a coin escapes the mint without one, it enters a new world of value. It becomes not just a coin, but a numismatic phenomenon, a mistake that transforms into a treasure. Collectors crave uniqueness, and the 1972 no mint mark Washington quarter offers exactly that. Its rarity skyrockets in fine condition, especially when its details remain crisp. The sharp profile of Washington, the clean edges, the undisturbed surfaces. This is not just an old quarter, it's a miracle of survival, a slip of history that should not exist in the form it does. And here's the suspenseful truth. In today's auction market, this coin is commanding jaw-dropping attention. Not in whispers, not in small collectors' circles, but in major bidding halls, where fortunes exchange hands. Right now, a 1972 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition is valued at an astonishing $92,500. That's right, you heard me correctly. $92,500 for what looks like a simple quarter. Think about it, this isn't just a coin, this is a treasure chest condensed into silver and copper. Owning one means you don't just hold history, you hold a fortune that is growing in value day by day. And make no mistake, this is no fiction, no exaggeration. The market demand is surging. The bidding wars are getting fiercer. And every collector knows this coin is destined to climb higher in the years to come. For collectors, here's my advice. If you ever stumble across a 1972 quarter without a mint mark, never ignore it. Examine it carefully, preserve it, and guard it like the treasure it is. Because this isn't just pocket change, it's a fortune in disguise, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And as we move forward in this video, remember, this is only the beginning. If the very first coin is already shaking the auction world with a value of nearly $100,000, just imagine what the others are hiding. The deeper we go, the more shocking, the more breathtaking the discoveries become. Stay with me, because the next coin on our list is another jaw-dropping Washington quarter that has turned ordinary people into the owners of unimaginable wealth. Coin number 2. Now, as we step forward from the 1970s into the early 1980s, the story of the Washington quarter continues to unfold with mysteries that few could ever imagine. The year was 1981, a year of great change in America. The economy was shifting, technology was advancing, and yet, hidden in the everyday pocket change of the people, was another treasure that would one day take the numismatic world by storm. Among the millions of Washington quarters minted that year, one particular variety has become the holy grail for sharp-eyed collectors. the 1981 Washington quarter with the Philadelphia P mint mark, carrying unusual brown spots across its surface. At first glance, some might dismiss it, thinking those brown marks are nothing more than imperfections. But here's where the story takes a powerful turn. These natural spots, caused by a unique blend of environmental conditions and aging of the coin's composition, don't weaken its value. Oh no, they do the opposite. They transform it into a distinguished survivor, a coin with personality, history, and character that makes it stand out in a sea of ordinary strikes. Remember, the Washington quarter was originally introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1981, the design had already become iconic, a familiar piece of American culture. But this P mint quarter, scarred and beautified by its mysterious brown tones, became an unexpected rarity, something collectors whisper about in hushed excitement. Why so rare? Because the Philadelphia Mint produced massive quantities of coins, but only a handful survive today in fine condition with these distinctive markings intact. And when a coin becomes both a product of history and an accident of nature, its value doesn't just rise, it skyrockets. Collectors fight to own it because no two are exactly alike. Each coin is a one-of-a-kind treasure etched by time itself. Now here's where the suspense breaks into reality. This coin, the 1981 Washington quarter with a P mint mark and beautiful brown spotting in fine condition, is commanding staggering attention in today's market. Collectors are not treating it as a curiosity, they are treating it as a fortune. Right now, this coin is valued at an incredible $68,500. Yes, nearly $70,000 for a quarter that most people would have overlooked in their loose change. Think about that for a second. What might look like an imperfection to the untrained eye is actually a golden ticket in the world of coin collecting. This is not a myth, this is not speculation, this is the living, breathing market, and the price is climbing with every passing year. Day by day, the value grows, transforming the small piece of metal into a vault of wealth, a symbol of how history and rarity can converge into unimaginable treasure. For collectors out there, here's my trusted advice. Never underestimate a coin that carries a story. Preserve it, protect it, hold on to it like you would guard a diamond. Because coins like this do not just come and go, they carry the weight of legacy and the promise of fortune. And friends, remember, this is only coin number 2. We have not even reached the halfway point of this list, and already we are staring at treasures worth tens of thousands of dollars. So let the excitement build, because the next coins I'm about to reveal will not only shock you, they will redefine how you look at every single quarter that passes through your hands. Stay tuned, because coin number 3 is waiting to show you why ordinary quarters are secretly holding extraordinary power. Coin number 3. Now, buckle up, because what I'm about to reveal will send chills down your spine. Imagine holding a simple quarter from 1970, an era when America was in the heart of change. The Vietnam War raged on. New movements for freedom echoed across the nation and the U.S. Mint was working tirelessly to keep coins flowing into circulation. Millions of Washington quarters were struck. But hidden among those millions, there exists a ghost. A quarter unlike the rest. A quarter that should never have slipped into the hands of the public. Yes, I'm talking about the 1970 Washington quarter without a mint mark. A breathtaking rarity that has captivated collectors with its mystery and allure. At first sight, this coin carries all the elegance we've come to love from the Washington quarter. George Washington's proud portrait shines on the obverse, his features sharp, dignified, eternal. On the reverse, the majestic eagle spreads its wings, symbolizing strength and freedom. But what sets this coin apart, what makes it truly extraordinary, is what's missing. The mint mark. That tiny symbol that tells us where a coin was struck is nowhere to be found. And that absence is not just an oversight. It is the heartbeat of this coin's rarity. The 1970 no mint mark Washington quarter should not exist. Yet here it is, standing as a living, breathing treasure that has outlived decades, untouched, untarnished, and more beautiful than ever. The story doesn't stop at its looks. The history of no mint mark coins is a fascinating one. They represent accidents of minting, anomalies of production, or deliberate tests that somehow found their way into circulation. Each one is like a message in a bottle, cast into the ocean of time and discovered by the lucky few. The 1970 quarter without mint mark is precisely that, a message from history, whispering of mistakes that turned into miracles. Collectors adore this coin not only for its rarity, but for its condition. To find one in fine condition with a beautiful, undisturbed look is like stumbling upon a hidden chest of gold in your attic. The surfaces are smooth, the details still crisp, and every glance reminds you that you are holding not just money, but a slice of America's untold story. And here's the truth that will shock you. The market has spoken, and its voice is thunderous. In today's powerful auction world, this coin, the 1970 no-mint mark Washington quarter in fine condition, is valued at a jaw-dropping $97,500. Yes, nearly $100,000 for a single quarter that most people would pass by without a second thought. But my friends, this is no fiction. This is reality. This is today's market. The demand is insatiable, the bidding wars are fierce, and every year this coin's value inches higher, higher, and higher still. Day by day, it becomes more of a treasure, more of a prize, more of a symbol of wealth hidden in plain sight. Owning this coin is not just about collecting. It's about stepping into the world of elite treasures, where history and fortune collide. So here's my trusted advice for every viewer. Never take your coins for granted. Every quarter in your hand could be hiding a secret that could change your life. And if you ever by fate or by luck discover a 1,970 Washington quarter without a mint mark, treat it as the treasure it is. Preserve it. Guard it. Because in your hand, you won't just be holding a coin, you'll be holding a fortune that can make you rich overnight, and a legacy that will only grow stronger with time. And let me remind you, this was only the third coin on our list. If we are already brushing up against a six-figure treasure here, just imagine what awaits us in the remaining coins. The deeper we go, the greater the surprises, the more powerful the discoveries. Stay with me, because the next Washington quarter will shake your belief in what ordinary change really means. Coin number 4. Now, as we move deeper into this treasure vault of rare Washington quarters, the story takes us to the year 1983. It was a decade of bright neon lights, booming technology, and shifting culture in America. But while people danced to new music and welcomed the age of computers, the United States Mint quietly produced a quarter that would one day send shockwaves through the world of coin collecting. That coin is none other than the 1983 Washington quarter struck at the Denver Mint, proudly carrying the D Mint mark. At first glance, it might look like just another quarter from the 1980s, but I assure you, this is anything but ordinary. The Washington quarter design by this time had already become an American classic. Washington's profile, noble and enduring, continued to grace the obverse. On the reverse, the majestic eagle stretched its wings wide, commanding attention with a symbol of freedom that had defined generations. But hidden within this particular mintage lies a twist that collectors crave, a combination of rarity, beauty, and condition that elevates this coin into the realm of treasures. You see, 1983 was a year when coinage quality faced unique challenges. Many quarters from this era suffered from rough circulation wear and poor preservation. Finding one today in very fine condition, with its details sharp and its luster still alive, is like discovering a sparkling gem in the middle of a gravel pit. It simply doesn't happen every day. And then there's that D Mint mark, the silent proof that this coin was born in the Denver Mint. For collectors, that letter transforms the coin from an everyday strike into a piece of minting history. Combine that with its beautiful look, unmarred by the decades, and you have a coin that doesn't just survive, it dazzles. This is where the suspense shatters into raw excitement. Because today, the 1983 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark, in very fine condition, is valued at a staggering $62,500 in the auction market. That's right, over $62,000 for what most people would have tossed into a parking meter without a second thought. But my friends, this is no storybook fantasy. This is today's truth. Collectors know how rare this coin is, and they know its value is climbing day after day. The demand is fierce, the competition is ruthless, and the market has crowned this coin a true king of the 1980s quarter series. To own one is not just to hold change, it is to hold a fortune disguised as pocket money. A treasure chest that fits right into the palm of your hand. So here's my trusted advice to you. If you ever stumble across a 1,983 quarter bearing that bold D Mint mark, stop and look closer. Examine its condition, study its shine, and if it carries that beautiful preserved look, you might just be holding a coin that collectors would fight to possess. Keep it safe, guard it carefully, because this isn't just metal, it's wealth, it's history, and its power combined into one. And remember, viewers, this is only coin number 4 on our list. Already, we are dealing with values that could transform your life in an instant. But the journey isn't over yet. The final 2 coins on this countdown are waiting, and I promise you, they will take your breath away with their rarity, their beauty, and their unimaginable worth. Stay tuned, because coin number 5 is about to raise the stakes even higher. Coin number 5. As we push forward into the late 1980s, we uncover yet another hidden gem, a Washington quarter that carries a story as striking as its appearance. The year was 1987, an era of bold music, economic shifts, and a country standing tall on the global stage. But tucked away in circulation, the Denver Mint struck a quarter that would one day shock collectors and dominate auctions. That coin is the 1987 Washington quarter bearing the D Mint mark, and its story is nothing short of astonishing. At first glance, you might notice something unusual about it. Unlike the clean, polished surfaces of many coins, this one carries black spotting across its surface. To some, this might seem like a flaw. But here's the truth, collectors understand. These natural black spots are not damage. They are the fingerprints of time. They add character, they add mystery, and in this case, they transform the coin into a unique survivor. The Washington quarter's design remained iconic during this era, with George Washington's proud profile, standing tall on the obverse and the eagle, wings outstretched, ruling the reverse. But this coin is not just another strike from 1987. Its beauty lies in its survival. Fine condition, sharp details, and those black accents that make it one of a kind. In the world of rare coins, uniqueness is everything. And no 2 coins with these natural marks look the same. Collectors know how easily coins from the 1980s were beaten up in circulation. The fact that this 1987 D quarter has survived in fine condition, with its beauty intact, is nothing short of miraculous. And miracles in the coin world command unimaginable prices. So here's where the suspense breaks wide open. Today, this very coin, the 1987 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark, black spots, and fine condition, is valued at an astounding $52,500 in the auction market. Yes, over $52,000 for a quarter you might have seen and never given a second thought. But let me make this clear, this is no exaggeration, no daydream. This is the truth of today's collector's market. Demand for this coin is climbing higher every single day. It is not just wealth in your pocket, it is a treasure disguised as ordinary change, a fortune that grows with time like a diamond gaining brilliance. Owning this coin is like holding a secret key to wealth that only a few people in the world will ever experience. For my trusted collectors watching, here's my advice. If you come across a 1987 D Washington quarter with black spotting, never dismiss it. Examine it carefully. Preserve it. Keep it protected as if it were a rare jewel. Because that coin is no longer just currency, it is a treasure chest condensed into silver and copper, one that could one day define your entire collection. And friends, we are not finished yet. We've uncovered 5 breathtaking treasures so far, each one more stunning than the last. But the journey isn't over. Ahead lies coin number 6, the final Washington quarter in our list. And I promise you, it is going to blow your mind. Stay tuned, because the last coin will leave you stunned with its beauty, its rarity, and its unbelievable market value. Coin number 6. And now we arrive at the final coin in our journey. The coin that closes this chapter. It opens a door into the staggering reality of just how much treasure can be hidden in plain sight. This coin doesn't come from the flashy 1980s or the experimental 1970s. It takes us all the way back to the era of World War II. The year was 1942, a time when America was deeply engaged in the fight for freedom across the globe. Factories roared, families sacrificed, and the United States Mint carried on its duty, striking coins for a nation at war. And yet, in the middle of this extraordinary time, a Washington quarter without a mint mark was born. Now, imagine it, a 1942 quarter. Worn with age, carrying a dirty, rugged condition that tells its story through every mark and every crease. Some might look at it and think it's nothing special, just an old coin that's seen better days. But those who know the secrets of numismatics understand the truth. This coin is a treasure beyond measure. The Washington quarter design had only been in use for 10 years by 1942, but it had already become one of America's most enduring symbols. Washington's proud profile graces the obverse, commanding respect. The eagle on the reverse spreads its wings in a declaration of freedom, and yet the absence of a mint mark transforms this coin into something else entirely. You see, coins from this era usually carried mint marks that told us where they were struck. Denver, San Francisco, Philadelphia, they each left their signature. But the 1942 quarter without any mint mark is a mystery, a rarity so extreme that it has climbed to legendary status among collectors. It is a survivor of a time when the world was in chaos, a piece of metal that endured the pressures of circulation, war, and history itself, and still stands today. What makes it even more fascinating is its condition. Yes, this coin is dirty. It carries the grit of decades, the wear of countless hands, the story of being passed from generation to generation. But here's the truth. Collectors don't see dirt. They see character. They see authenticity. They see a coin that carries the scars of history itself. And in the numismatic world, that is priceless. Now, let's break the suspense wide open. In today's powerful auction market, the 1942 Washington quarter without a mint mark, even in dirty condition, has commanded a market value of an earth-shattering $152,500. That's right. Over $150,000 for a single quarter that once bought a candy bar or a bus ride. But let me tell you this is not hype, not fantasy, not exaggeration. This is the living truth of today's collector's market. The demand for this coin is unmatched. The price is climbing day by day, and owning one is like holding a treasure chest from the 1940s, a secret piece of wealth that time itself tried to hide from us. For my trusted viewers, here's my advice. If you ever stumble upon a 1942 Washington quarter without a mint mark, no matter if it looks worn, dirty, or aged, do not overlook it. Protect it. Secure it. Because that coin is not just a relic of history, it's a fortune. A life-changing discovery. A once-in-a-lifetime chance to hold one of America's most valuable treasures in your very own hands. And now, my friends, we've reached the end of our incredible countdown. From the no-mint mark rarities of the 1970s, to the spotted treasures of the 1980s, and finally to this wartime survivor from 1942, we've seen just how powerful, valuable, and breathtaking the Washington quarter truly can be. Remember, these coins are not myths. They are real, their values are real, and their demand in the collector's market is rising every single day. If you are watching this right now, consider yourself part of a trusted family of treasure hunters. Because here at Rare U.S. Coin Secrets, we bring you the faithful truth, fresh updates, and newly uncovered treasures every single day. So hold on to your coins. Check your change. And never underestimate the power of what might be hiding in your pocket. Because the next great treasure could be yours.